October 20th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. The final day has arrived. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was in fact Studio 2. Today I'll call people present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear. Very well. Edgeworth seems a bit more on edge today. Nice pun, Phoenix. Good job. High five. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. He just mentally I just love the image of Phoenix being like, good job, Phoenix, and then giving himself a mental high five. The prosecution calls Miss de Vasquez to the stand. Miss de Vasquez is a producer who was present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. Are you allowed to be smoking in here? Will the witness state her name and occupation? De Vasquez, I'm a producer for Global Studios. Hey, finally, someone gave a straight answer. Good job, Eddie boy, you're growing. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes. I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. Poor Eddie, still going through a lot of trouble. Very well, Mrs. Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder. Nick, I know she did. Make her pay. Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down, so to speak. Does she wear pants? I mean, I guess she could wear pants. Maybe she wears pants or a dress. Who knows? I entered the trailer, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp. It ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later, when we all went to Studio 1. That's all. I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you? The van. There's a van at Studio 2. I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk, with that monkey's head toppling over. I see. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination. This is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it. Alright, let's hope I don't F this up. Let's stop pressing. By yourself? Yes. And you didn't stop in at that employee area? No. Are you always this terse? Yes. Oh dear. Did no one leave during the meeting? No one. Come on, let's talk a bit more about that. The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. The same could be said to you, Mr. Edgeworth. And please stop banging on your little desk. It hurts my ears. Oh, I love this game. And when exactly was that? I've forgotten. Maybe you could try remembering? No. The meeting ended at 4, and the rehearsal was scheduled for 5. I would think it was between those times. You would think. Come on, all you did was state the obvious, Edgeworth. Hold on. You had Sal take you? What does that mean? It means what I said. I had Sal take me in the Studio 2 van. Oh, right. And what were you doing during that time? Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. Yeah, Mr. Wright. Oops. It was a 15-minute break. Do you have someone who can verify this? Sal. No, I mean someone else. One person is enough. If she committed murder during that break, she wouldn't have had time to eat T-bone steak. If I had some evidence that proves she did eat that steak. Will Nick find anything? I kinda wish she'd said a little more. It's hard. I think she's pretty used to being the boss. But I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction in what she said somewhere. Okay, so I think that gave me a hint. I'm supposed to find some sort of evidence that she didn't eat a steak. But I don't think I have any kind of evidence like that anyway. Block the path to the scene of the crime between 2:15 and 4 p.m. I don't know. Oh, wait, hold on. I have more stuff over here. My attorney's badge, of course. No, I straight up don't know. Oh, let me read that part again. If she committed the murder during that break, she wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. If I had some evidence that proves she didn't eat that steak. Frick, I don't know, man. Let me just adjust myself in my chair real quick. I could take a wild guess in the dark. And maybe... Wait, when did the meeting end? And at 4, okay. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take, and that's when they found the dead body. At 2:30, they took the 15-minute break. So everyone found the dead body when the rehearsal was supposed to start at 4. Mm, 2:30, they took a 15-minute break. I don't know. Do I have anything that could prove that? I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and guess this. Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, I gotta try something, obviously. I pressed it on everything. Wait a minute. Between 2:15 and 4 p.m. No, so like they could have gone to Studio 1. I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh boy, it's gonna be another one of these episodes. Okay. Alrighty then. Alrighty. No, this is fine. This is fine. Maybe the camera has some proof? It's another freaking risk. Okay, so you lose 2 health pods every time I do a wrong evidence. 1, 2... I'm trying to count how many health pods I have. Okay, so I can get five wrong things. So, I mean, we might as well try the camera. And that's what I thought. What am I supposed to do? I mean, my next best guess is the monkey, I guess, because the T-bone steak came from the employee area, and the monkey blocked the path to... No, it blocked the path to Studio 1, not Studio 2. Never mind. It says scene of the crime, which is technically Studio 2, as we know now, but I think it means Studio 1, which we thought was the scene of the crime before. What could it be? I'm missing something obvious. was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. When exactly was that? I've forgotten. Yeah, that's what I thought. I am dropping in life. Oh my god. What evidence here do I have to show that she didn't eat the steaks? Are you effing kidding me? It was the steak plate? You claim you ate T-bone steak, but I say you did not. What's this now, Mr. Wright? Look at this. It's a plate. This plate was on the table in the employee area. That's why I thought I couldn't use it, because it was from the employee area, not Studio 2. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, need I remind you it was a T-bone steak? Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Mrs. Vasquez and Mr. Manila ate at the table outside the trailer. Yet there were no bones left on the plates. The plates were bare. I forgot about that. Fucking come on. I lost so much life on something so simple. Oh, I hate myself. I'm the worst lawyer in the world. Miss Vasquez. Tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. You ate the bone too. You ate a boneless steak. You didn't eat the steak. You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere like that incinerator. I see. Then what was Mrs. Vasquez doing during her break? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? Picking on Salmonella, meeting the Steel Samurai. I guess that one. She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. Oh, she is wearing a dress. She doesn't have pants. Order. Are you saying? Yes, Your Honor. As Mrs. Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai, and then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. Mr. Wright, isn't that a little presumptuous? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? I didn't claim what he wants. You say I did it. Yes. Fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be as boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day, Vasquez. Let's just ignore the fact that I, lost half of my life already using things that have no relation to each other as evidence. That doesn't count. Good luck, Nick. Let's see. What was the motor weapon again? Oh yes, the samurai spear. Yes. I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? I think you would have a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. Ha! You see? Yes. However, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning? The samurai spear was not the motor weapon. What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as the motor weapon. A fuck? What if it was one of these things? Ooh, I didn't even think about that. Would that be the proof then? Or could I have also shown... Or maybe it's the fact that the spear was mended with duct tape? That hasn't been brought up yet, has it? In the cart? I mean, it was brought up that it was broken and had to be fixed, but it hadn't been brought up, like, as like, a way for me to be like, wait a minute. Actually, the spear was broken, so you're lying, it hasn't been used like that yet. I'll try the 5-year-old photo. Wrong, Mr. Wright, but I haven't said anything yet. I know you well enough by now to know when you're going to present the wrong evidence. I can see it too, with my fey blood. Right, okay, here's the real evidence, Your Honor. Okay. Well, I didn't lose any life for that, so here's my second guess. Alright. The fool will have its time eventually. I present my proof, the so-called murder weapon. Sorry, I almost accidentally showed the wrong evidence. This is awkward. but that is the murder weapon. Not so fast. Remember that this spear broke during the morning action scene run-through, but someone fixed the spear. It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who is wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? Order. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Silence! I'm the one testifying here, and I will be heard. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? Is the samurai spear... If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was. How was Hammer killed? Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon was used to kill Hammer? I think I can. Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was? I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. I mean, I've only screwed up a couple times. Come on, cut me some slack. I mean, I still have life left. Come on. Look at this photo. What is this? Why, that's Jack Hammer standing at the top of the stairs. Order. If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this all about? This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios. What does this have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it? See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? What? Are you saying... Yes. What happened 5 years ago has happened again. Mr. Wright, continue. It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Mr. De Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had himself done 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that he caused another man to die. 5 years ago? Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? That's not really irony. That's just, a coincidence. But what else? Oh, very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my scriptwriting staff. You deny that what I say is true. Mr. Wright, let's say for the sake of argument that Hammer died at the trail, as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? In the evil magistrate's costume, no less. And you then claim, and Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio 1 and returned to the trail all in the space of a 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body? The break in the meeting at the trail lasted 15 minutes, from 2:30 to 45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume? There was enough time. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with his body? You'd be surprised. I bet she could do it. When people think their life depends on it, they can do amazing things. Mr. Wright, this is not an episode of That's Incredible. If you claim she did everything in 15 minutes, let me guess, show me proof? Correct. Show me proof. How am I supposed to do that? Because you have the proof. Then I won't have you making unsubstantiated claims. Wait a second. How does he know what I'm thinking? Ha! I need only look at that cold sweat running down your face to know what you're thinking. Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to reconsider your claim. Well, Mr. Wright? What? But the van! But the van! Oh, I guess I was supposed to click she had another way. Alright. I see how it is, game. Well, she had another way to carry the body other than with her own hands. For instance, actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry that body. Interesting. Let's hear it then. Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body. The van, man! In the van! Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1, and you used the studio van to do it. Recall your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me. You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then, before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume. Hold on, Wright. Don't forget, it was Sal Manella who drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? Of course he was. Of course Sal Manella has to have been a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Mrs. Vasquez could have done that alone. And recall, Mr. Sal Manella would do anything for her. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the steel samurai costume. They had to, because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. Ah, so that would explain the lack of blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Mrs. Vasquez, shall I continue? No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose. You win. It was fun. I win? Well, that was easy. So what happens next? I mean, usually there's a bit more back and forth, you know? Don't question mark me. Don't you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? Huh? I lost? Something like that? I just said that. Wait, so you mean De Vasquez? So it was you? You killed Jack Hammer? Who can say? The words of an innocent woman. Are you sure I did, Mr. Wright? We just engaged in a battle of wits. In the result of that battle, you proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right. But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. What? Order! Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Of course, it's as the witness says. Certainly it does seem very likely she did it, but there's no proof. Edgeworth isn't sure. Well, I came here as a witness today. If you've no more questions, I'll be leaving. What do I do now? I could have her testify again, I guess. Or just flat out blame her. Let's have her testify again. I'd like you to testify again. Testify again? Know when to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before. The truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said all there is to say. What would happen if I said it again? You'd ask the same questions. Get the same answers. A waste of time. Damn. Damn. To come so far only to fail. Alright, maybe I should have just flat out been like, you did it. No backsies. As it seems there are no further questions, I would like to end the cross-examination of the witness, Mrs. Vasquez. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't. Oh, I see. Very well. Your Honor, I request that the witness testify again. You are the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness. I just want to hear your testimony again. I like the sound of your voice. It soothes me. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes. Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Mrs. Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly did you want to hear her testify about? Well, yes, indeed, verily I say, ergo. I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. After they found the body? Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter. Nick! Why did Edgeworth? Who knows? He probably realized she did it too. But, wasn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict? After all that? Edgeworth. I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady, Oldbag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home. Unfazed by everything. I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Okay, Nick, we're close, real close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need to twist the truth out of her, Nick. Right. Alright. I feel like the assistant said she was absent, but I don't have any proof showing that. I might be wrong, though. Let's just press a little. I can only take 2 hits, so I gotta be careful about this, man. I gotta be super careful about this. What time was that? We were to meet at 5 for the rehearsal, so I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manella arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any buyers into costumes, mind you. Press harder, man. Where were the other employees when you got to the studio? They weren't there yet. Well, then you could have put him in that costume with Salmonella's help. Oh, what did I just say? Did I not just say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into any costumes? You try to listen to what people are saying, boy. But boy, the witness will continue her testimony. Mr. Powers is taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go to call him? Remember? Remember? What? There's a dead body lying in front of us, yet you expected me to be calm? You certainly seemed calm enough when I accused you of murder. Wait a second. Wouldn't that be the other way around? The other way around? You discovered a murdered body and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person? I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Mrs. Vasquez? Logically speaking, perhaps. But no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when shooting application. No one noticed he was missing. Poor Powers. Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, Mrs. Vasquez, you may continue. What was everyone else doing at that time? No one said a thing. It was silent, complete silence, so we stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. Sorry, I'm late. Then, silence, dead silence. Just like right now. Silence. Hey, Nick. Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to line things up. I don't know, you want me to present something? You want me to lose a health bar? No, thank you, Maya. Security lady, old bag was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. Old bag, the security lady. Why did the security lady think Powers had done it? She said because she saw him go into her studio. Right, Steel Samurai. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word? Perhaps not. She seems to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard all this after the fact. That photograph, meaning the one taken by the security camera. She's not known for exhibiting with the best sense of judgment when it comes to camera. I don't think there's anything in there I can use. Now that's something I want to ask about. You asked to be left out? Yes, it seems that everyone else was questioned, and I'm really not fond of that sort of thing. But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question. Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that, since we were in a meeting, there was no way we could have been involved. Thus, they covered for us. Covered for you? Oh, covered it up for you. There must have been a lot riding on it, with all those bigwigs at the meeting. I'm sure our professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning. The script in your direction notes? Yes, they're quite valuable. I warned you to have them stolen. No, I guess not. Wait a second. I thought you came to the Studio 1 for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murder after all. You could think of rehearsing after that. Oh yeah, I guess. Very well, Mr. Zokos, please continue. Wait, but you left before you knew there was a murder, so before you supposedly knew there was a murder. So, like, Edgeworth, I'm sure you're about to explain it. Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement. Huh? Think. Mrs. Vasquez, she said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio 1. Order. Mr. Edgeworth. What you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Are you thinking of a career change to defense? I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I'll stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Mrs. Vasquez, do you have an explanation? I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal. Very well, the witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left him behind. How did you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal, he told me. Sal, the director. I have to find something to peg this on her here, or everything we've done till now will have been wasted. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him. All right. So what were you planning to do then? Is what I want to know. There was one thing. This, I think, that gave me a hint. That this is probably what I should be pressing. That's probably something I should be presenting something with. But I don't know what. I don't even have an idea what kind of evidence could work here. So maybe I'm just overthinking things. Oh no, I didn't mean to present anything. Fuck. No. I didn't mean to oh no. Oh no. I didn't mean to. I meant to. I was just looking through things. I accidentally pressed the button. Oh no. Woo. One more hit like that, and I'm out. Whoopsie diddly do. I don't know, like, what. Like, I straight up have no idea. Has to be this, but I don't know, like, what I can even use to a monkey head, maybe? No. I don't know, I was thinking maybe something involving time, and I was like, the monkey head had a clock! gotta be something I didn't really press on. Oh my goodness. I'm so scared to even click anything right now, though. Because I only have the one shot. Oh man. Oh man. I mean, it has to be this line, but I don't know what proof could show that, like... I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm so scared to even click on anything though, because I know one wrong move and it's over. So, okay, hold on. Let's think about this. What evidence have I not used yet? I haven't really used this yet. But I don't see how this could help me. At all. Fudge. This is intense. This is straight up intense. I don't even have a guess. Wait a minute. Won't there be a photo if she was actually like... Wouldn't the camera like catch a photo of some of this stuff happening, you know? Because it shows anyone who's trying to enter Studio 1, right? Or is on the pathway to Studio 1 anyway. So I feel like... Maybe not. I don't know. Holy fuck. Oh, oh wait, no, I didn't present anything. For a minute, I thought I presented something. I just pressed him. Or her. Okay, if I can just find the right thing, I'm pretty much in the home stretch. I know it. When we called the police, then power showed up. It has to be this. It has to be this. Hmm. For some reason, I just have a feeling it's the monkey head. I don't know why. It's probably not even close to what I'm supposed to do. Fuck. Fuck. Oh my god. I don't even have an idea. No question, if she did move the freaking body from Studio 2 to Studio 1, she would have had to do it after Fault, wouldn't she? Because Mr. Monkey's head was in the way. Hmm. I gotta take a shot in the dark. I don't know what I'm gonna do if this goes wrong, but... Yeah. I mean, I straight up don't know. I straight up don't know. I feel like it has to be the photograph. Because if all this running around is happening, there has to be more photographs than there's this one, right? No. No. I'm dead, aren't I? Fuck. See, my line of thinking was maybe there's more pictures on the camera because of all the running around, getting from the studio and out the studio, and because the employee area in the dressing rooms is in a different area than the studios. So if someone were to go from the dressing room back to the studios, wouldn't the camera have taken a picture of them? Alright, we gotta try this again. Next time. Fuck. Actually, you know what? We're just gonna speedrun. We're just gonna speedrun through this opening part. Get back to where we were. Okay, just mash the button. That was the bad timeline. Is there a way to skip this crap? Oh my god, I wish... Oh. It's just like most televisual novels, so I could just... Boop, just speed right through it. Alright, well we know what we're supposed to be doing here. This is the timeline where we don't screw up. I like how her teeth get all sharp. And then she goes right back to just smoking on a pipe. I hope I don't go too fast. I accidentally click something wrong. Because that'd be embarrassing. Because know me, that's definitely something I do. Get your game on! You want to have a battle of wits? Then let's do it. Did I say blitz? Alright. So here's to prove the samurai spear wasn't used as the weapon. The evidence is the weapon itself. You know, I think the only reason Edgeworth is helping me is because he really doesn't like this woman. It was this, Your Honor. Your attorney badge. Very fascinating. Alright, Mr. Wright, you're under arrest. Yo, is that a younger version of Vasquez? I never even looked at the other person. Is that a younger version of her? It looks like her. She's wearing the same, like, lengthy dress. With her boobs all out. You know, maybe she was there and had something going on with the actor that Hammer killed. And so she decided to torment him for the next 5 years. Before eventually, you know, wanted to have some fun with him before she, finished him off. That's my theory. Also, it's still not irony, it's coincidence. It was my attorney badge. At least those texts is easy to pretty much skip through. It's kind of funny seeing everyone go, boop, boop, just moving around just really quickly. So, how's you guys' life? This is my escape. I'm running through this world and I'm not looking back. Okay, so we did want to testify, didn't we? Then Edgeworth asks her to testify about what happened afterwards. I love how the music just cuts in and out. Okay, this is where I got caught up. But we have a full health bar now, so we can make a couple mistakes if I have to find the real answer. We're on the path to justice right now, fellas. We're on the path to justice. I ain't giving up just yet. We may have had the little trip up. We may have had a couple trip ups along the way, but I am ready to make amends. We got to go down this path, man. We got to go down this path. We've learned a lot about ourselves, about the game, about others. So we want to push her on this. Actually, hold on. I want to see what happens if I push her on, then I went home. So you want a question? That's correct. I find these things distasteful. Thinking back to when we first began this trial, we were under the impression that there was no one in the trail at all. I suppose. Why is that? Well, we were in a meeting the whole afternoon. What's the point of talking about that to the police? She has got to be the least guilt-ridden and guilty person I've ever met. Okay, so we want to push on this. Description and direction notes. Yes, they're quite valuable. I want dude to have them stolen. Okay, yeah, hold on. We've already read this. I'm not gonna make you read it again. I mean, I feel like it has to be something with this, but at the same time, we have this last bit of dialogue that Edgeworth helped us unlock. So I feel like I gotta do something with that too, you know? Maybe I should experiment a little. There's gotta be a way to, like, save, right? And then come back to this, like, exact spot. Most visual novels do that. Why not this one? Are you kidding me? Oh, I was kind of on the light path. I knew we needed to use the picture for something. You knew that Hammer was injured? Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. Oh my god, I didn't even fucking know she said Hammer instead of Powers. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Oh, I'm such an idiot. You can't see it right now, but I have my head in my hands and oh my god, I'm such an idiot. I just need a moment to think about how stupid I am. I didn't even fucking notice. I am the worst Phoenix Wright player of all time. Confirmed. Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in this photo, but that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending? One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? I said, it was Sal who told me. That's right. He must have gotten it wrong. I think not. Mr. Manila was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez. You saw Hammer limping. Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manila. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes. Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured? Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers. And when he was doing this, well, it would have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2 where he was murdered. Exactly. Mrs. Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in the Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why I was confused too. I don't know how I got Mr. Frickin' Hammer and Powers mixed up. See, this is why I want to make a good lawyer. I can't even remember my client's own name. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning. Can't believe it took me that long. It's so obvious. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. Witness, can you refute this claim? Now let's see you sneak out this one, Vasquez. Very well. I have a question for you. Why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want to hit Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing! Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there is a reason, it is unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on this matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive? I think I can. Okay, I have proof, and I'll show it to you. I present to the court evidence as to Mrs. Vasquez's motive in this murder. I guess I have a bit of a theory. This is my proof. This is the photo from before. This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Mrs. Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With D. Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial. It began on that day 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Bringing us to the present day and Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star. For a moment, Mr. Wright, we are talking about motives here, yet you only have talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed Dave Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Mrs. Vasquez have? Yes, that's right. According to what you said, I would have had no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me. And I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine. Mr. Wright, please explain Mrs. Vasquez's motive for murder. Maybe? Hon. I feel like it is her in this photo. But hon, now I'm starting to think maybe Hammer was trying to kill Vasquez to get out of everything. Like he'd gone psycho or something. And she was just defending herself. I straight up still feel like that's her. Okay. Allow me to present the court evidence proving Mrs. Vasquez's motive. But then again, like, we have no proof she was actually, like, upset about this murder that Hammer did, the accident. We have no proof that she actually, even though I have a high feeling that's her, we have no proof that she was actually connected to the man who got killed. I'd say all it proves is the defense attorney has completely lost his marbles. The court requests you find your marbles immediately. I'm afraid I have to penalize you. For this waste of the court's time. Ooh, typo there. Nick was so close. Take this one through, please. Okay, then never mind. I'm going with my second idea. She had no motive, Your Honor. What's that now? It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Mrs. Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Mrs. Vasquez. Your Honor? Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the steel samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady thinking he was Powers. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill D. Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years. Uh-oh. Pipes are expensive, man. Why'd you waste so much money? So you did do it, didn't you? Yes, I am guilty. It was me. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose again. Mr. Edgeworth, where's D. Vasquez? In the waiting lobby, Your Honor, as calm and collected as ever. I see. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. It appears you have brought about yet another miracle. Despite your many fuck-ups. That's a miracle in and of itself. I thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle. Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds to fair Mr. Will Powers. Jesus, Edgeworth. Trying to ruin my moment. I thought we were getting along just fine. Come on. Still trying to ruin my moments. Fuck's sake, man. Get over yourself. That is all. This court is adjourned. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I'm just glad you're okay. Yes, but it's sad. I know now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Mrs. Vasquez, but to think that he tried to frame me for the murder, it makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright. Huh? Tell me, why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me? I don't know. It's the monkey. I have an idea. Well, this is what I think. Mr. Hammer wanted to put the blame on you because... It's because you were the Steel Samurai. Because I was the Steel Samurai? Mr. Hammer was a big star once. But he was reduced to acting in a kid's show, and as a villain to boot. The kids loved the Steel Samurai, and so he hated you. I think I understand. He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him any time. I think you're missing the point. Thank you. I'm just glad it's all over. So am I. Congratulations, WP! Oh. Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume, man. Is something wrong? No, of course not. Ah! Nick Edgeworth. Say something, right? I'm not good at small talk. Huh? What? That was too bad, Edgeworth. You don't waste any time gloating, do you? No, I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gone away if you hadn't stepped in. Well, pleased to meet you. I'm Powers. Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. Liar. Right. I must say, I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years. Meet again? However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I am saddled with unnecessary feelings. Unnecessary feelings? I feel fan fiction! Yes, unease and uncertainty. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix, right? Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's why I came here to tell you. Oh. Cool. Mr. Wright, was that guy your friend? What friends? As if! They're rivals. Rivals, right, Nick? Well, now we are, I guess. Huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick, tell me. What's the deal with you and Edgeworth? We were lovers once. And so the curtain closed on another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its program and changed. They went back to making kids shows again. Oh my god. Nick! This is it! The new show starts today. You're going to watch it with me, right? I'll admit, I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it. You have to buy trading cards too, okay? We have to trade with Cody and that assistant. Fine, I'll do it. Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? I wonder if they'll show his real face this time. I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for the real Will Powers. Did they arrest the director too? I hope so. And one episode left of this game. Episode 4, Turnabout Goodbyes. But before we go on to that, I want to talk about this episode for a bit. It was probably my favorite episode so far, honestly. I'm glad this is the one out of all of them that I went to the most blind, because I don't know, it made me rethink a lot of ways I viewed this game. I think it was, first of all, a good learning experience for Phoenix. He had to, even though we had doubts about Mr. Powers, we had to learn that, hey, he's our client, we have to trust him, and even if he is guilty by chance, we have to do everything in we can to make a case for his innocence. Because, I mean, that's our job, you know? And, you know, what if he's not guilty? What if he actually didn't do it? If we don't make a case for his innocence and don't come up with other possibilities, the real person will get away. And if he is guilty, then those other possibilities we come up with will just be, shot down and phew. Yeah. I don't know. It was a good learning experience for Phoenix and me, because I even had that for Mr. Will Powers. Honestly, I thought for real they were gonna reveal that he actually did commit the murder. It seemed to be going in that direction. Like, for real, I legit thought that for a moment. Yeah. Sorry for all the stupidity that happened. I'll get better at the game, I promise. Hopefully. Maybe not. Probably not. But yeah, and it harkens back to what Edward had said earlier, about how he only does it to try and get the guilty verdict. I think he's starting to realize that that's not the right way to go about. Obviously, we need the prosecution to also bring up possibilities that, hey, this person could be guilty. And if he is really guilty, then, he'll have a solid case. If he's not guilty, then, they'll get all the cases will get shot down. I mean, I know the legal system isn't perfect, but this is a fictional game we're talking about. So let's just I'm not trying to make any comparisons to the real world, legal system, but I don't know. It made me reevaluate the roles in this game that the defense and the prosecution serve. It's not just about getting that innocent verdict. It's not just about getting the guilty verdict. It's about finding out who the true guilty party is at the end of the day. And giving the person who's on trial a fair chance. And of course, when we're doing that, we gotta take both the good and the bad into consideration. The pros and the cons. You can't have the right without the wrong. You can't have the black without the white. You get what I'm trying to say. I think it was a good learning experience for both me and Phoenix. And Edgeworth even. We've all learned something. It's probably my favorite episode so far that I've played. And I know this game is about to end, but we still have 2 more games ahead of us after this. So hopefully we can take those lessons we learned from this episode and move and continue to use them as we play through more of these games. And, as we conquer episode 4, Turnabout Goodbyes, the finale of the game. Which, like I said, I did watch the game, going to play the last half of this episode, so I'm not going into it completely blind, but, I'm right. I think it'll be a completely different experience doing it myself, because that's something I know. Is doing episode 1 and 2, which I saw the game play through completely. It was a completely different experience than just watching them doing it, I was way more into it. There was no single lot of things I didn't notice while watching them play it. It was fun. So I'm ready to go into that go into this episode with that in mind, and with the context of the last few episodes behind us, the character development that Phoenix and Edgeworth and Maya have all gone through so far. I'm ready to go into this episode with all the context behind us, especially episode 3. I didn't realize how big of a development moment episode 3 would be. And like I said, that's the one I went into the most blind, so just watching Game Grumps play episode 4 without the context of all the development that happened in episode 3, I missed a lot. So I'm ready to go into this episode with the context of all the previous events leading up to it. But that'll have to be another time, because now it's time to end off this episode. So see you guys next time, and hopefully we won't F up as many times. But I'm really enjoying this game. It's a game I always wanted to play. I didn't think I'd have such a blast playing through it, though. Honestly, I'm having a blast playing through it, and I can't wait to get on to the other Phoenix Wright games that are in this trilogy, which I haven't seen anything of. So I'm excited to go into those completely blind. It's going to be a blast. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.